The Druzes, which in 1876 was about 100,000 strong and had the chief seat at Lebanon. Their worship is one of the oddest the world has ever seen, for they have for 600 years kept up the homage of their ancestors, revering in spite of bitterness, persecution, one of the most licentious and maddest tyrants the race ever produced. This object of their worship is Ali, the husband of Muhammad's daughter Fatima. And we know before Fatima, before Muhammad, it was the Alis, who many years after the Prophet's death was raised to the honor of being his successor. However, before that, it's always the bloodline. It was before Muhammad. Some of the Muslims got the idea that while Muhammad was the prophet of God, Ali was the vicar of the Most High, and that in his family resided the divine essence. Yes, it's the Gnosis. A descendant of his by the name of Hakim became a caliph, and though already a Mohammedan, he started a new religion, with himself the visible incarnation of the Most High God. The creed spread and probably exists today in secret in many mountains of southern Lebanon. The natives are frank and kind in their manner and live on peaceful terms with any Christian neighbors. Of late, they have made some advance in civilization. But to the European, if you don't have what they have, then you're not civilized. Just like they was talking about a church. That's just the dumb European mindset. In northern Syria is to be found a strange people called Metewalies, Alis, who are also worshippers of Ali, but are said to resemble the Semitic race. Their religious rule forbids them intercourse with folk of another faith, to allow any stranger of a different sect to enter their house, eat in their presence, or even touch an article of their goods. While the Turks have persecuted this sect, the Muslim rulers will have no objection to calling on them for aid for the army, though their habit is more that of the wolf, to stink about the plunder rather than fight in the open. I bet he wouldn't say that to any of those Moors eye to eye. I bet you he wouldn't. Don't do it. The Nusayriya tribe lives in the mountains around the northeast corner of the Mediterranean Sea. Yet little is known in Europe. Its religion and the past of the sect are all kept a profound secret by the members. It was not until the year 1863 that anything was printed that gave the least clue to their history, and from this book it was learned that their belief was that God had become incarnate in many prophets, even in some animals, that women were the embodiment of evil, that the true believer at death becomes a star of light, while the soul of the infidel returns to earth in the form of some animal. Some worship the sun, others the moon, the twilight in the air. Perhaps the most terrible of all tribes, which profess a Mohammedan religion, is that known of the Ishlamiyas. But see, these Europeans have no concept of natural law, like Brother Mizraim was talking about. Natural law is at all times and everywhere, and it's the true authority of all. Natural law. And Europeans, why ain't you catching on to this? Got Moors thinking you're not natural. And as far as women being the embodiment of evil, anyone can be the embodiment of evil, and anyone can be the embodiment of heaven. It's up to you. But as far as mother, if you do good, she'll give you sunshine. But if you act up, she's going to blow your ass away with a hurricane. So you choose if it's going to be higher or lower, good or evil. Dreaded in the time when hundreds of years ago, they were known as the assassins of the adherents of the old man of the mountains. Their principal seat was among the hills south of the Caspian Seas in Persia, and there they lived for years until Halagon, grandson of Genghis Khan, attacked them. He almost exterminated the tribe, yet some escaped, and their descendants today may be found among the warriors who will join the war in Europe. Their history traces back for hundreds of years into the Savage Ages. Their faith is inherent, and their very name has given birth to the assassins. Their head man, who was called the Old Man of the Mountain, was revered as the Vicar of God, and his followers obeyed his word implicitly. Murder was their favorite pastime. They once established themselves to the number of 40,000 among the mountains of Lebanon and proved a strong foe to the Crusader. So forget the Crusader. They came to kill, rob, steal, booty, and prize, but they're saying that their murder was their favorite pastime. No, it wasn't. They had to fight against the Christian Crusades with the Order of the Cross. See, Europeans be mixing in BS, man. Straight BS because they don't understand. A ghastly dance. Recently, the Persian residents of Constantinople celebrated their annual festival in commemoration of the death of the great imams, Hassan and Hussein, the sons of the Prophet Ali. He thought it the finest picture gallery in the world, and he spent a week alone in the gallery. The paintings of the Holy Family, Peasant Life, etc. by Murillo were the most superb. From Madrid, he proceeded south into the country of the Moors, who planted the flag of the Prophet Ali on the banks of the Ganges, that people who within 100 years made a conquest of the Orient of the Ganges.